r/Askreddit by Reddit and chill. What's bullshit but people still haven't caught on yet? Starbucks secret menu. If you roll up and ask for a Barbie frappe or a cotton candy hot chocolate, baristas won't have a clue what you're talking about. It's just a bunch of drink modifications that someone slapped a name on for the internet. If you want a special drink, bring the recipe for it. Yes please. Wherever they heard about the drink, likely had the recipe somewhere, and they can at least Google what they're asking to drink. Another issue is when they order something that hasn't been on the menu for 3+ years. Not all baristas know the ancient texts. And the last issue is when they give the nickname for an existing drink. I think the TikTok drink is just the cotton candy frap. So different name. And 3+ years. Reddit mods are given coins so they can give away free awards to act as natural advertising for Reddit coins. Edit meant admins, not mods. I never understood Reddit awards at all. Like this person's comment. Want to give them something more valuable than fake internet points? Why not give US money so you can give them a worthless PNG next to their comment? Edit to the people who gave me awards. You're hilarious. Go duck yourselves. Manufactured outrage. Media reports some fake exaggerated story about some insane thing that's happening that nobody in their right mind would think is okay. They call it a trend and act like it's a widespread phenomenon. Everyone reacts to this story with outrage. Now the outrage against this thing that isn't even a thing in the first place has become the story. The media reports on total non-stories that involve like one person and manufactures them as these divisive hot button issues. Tide Pods. Only a small handful of teens and young adults actually ate them on purpose, like 7 people total. But the media made it seem like millions were doing it. Most of r/Tifu stories are made up. We'll add r/Am I the eye hole. Some apps on the Play Store still have bots reviewing them. And some people still fall for it. Edit. Oh, 10k upvotes. Wow, y'all fall for IT. Boys. Okay, seriously, wow. Thanks. Thanks a lot guys. Thanks a lot girls. Now I'm head to Dar Fridge. Pretty sure this happens with Amazon too. I struggle sometimes trying to decipher whether or not it's a real person giving the item 5 stars. Free trials that require credit card information. Which is why you purchase prepaid Visa gift cards and keep them even when they run out. You can use the card number for free trials and not worry about unsubscribing because there isn't any money on the card anyways. Fast answers for personal transformation. Spend 40 years with muscles slowly atrophying. Pack on 140 extra pounds of fat. Completely neglect your physical health and no exercise. Yep. All that will be solved with some apple cider vinegar or magic berry flogged by a man in doctor's costume on daytime TV. Edit. Woke up to see the score on my comment and I'm floored. So I figured I should add some value and show my personal transformation since May of this year. Imgur.com link. I once saw a meme that went something like, if your hamster is fat, you make him eat less and run on the wheel more. If your dog is fat, you make him eat less and you make him walk more. If your cat is fat, you make him eat less and go outside more. If you're fat, you take some smoothies and some special magic tea that is guaranteed to make you fit in 2 weeks. Cold flu remedies. Just last week a co-worker suggested the Olay cut onions on feet trick. What I don't doubt is that those people who really believe this experience some lessening of symptoms. However, it's not from the power of onions but belief. Placebo effect can be genuinely effective. Cut onions on feet. Why? And yes, placebos work fairly well. A lot of drugs are barely better than placebos. I think drug makers should have to put their effectiveness versus the effectiveness of the placebo in their ads. If the drug works 21% of the time and placebos work 20% of the time, give me the damn sugar pill first. The amount of stuff we use because we assume that's what we need, when we don't. A prime example is toothpaste. You can get by with a little dollop, but the commercials imply you need that big ol' streak of it. Same with shampoo and a ton of other stuff. Basically, for a long time if a company went to an advertising team and said, we need a way to push more product, the first answer was almost always, Show people using more of it in a commercial. People will assume they need to use more of it too. Like when Alka-Seltzer made their slogan Plop Plop Fizz Fizz and started showing 2 tablets on the front of the box. The serving size was still 1 tablet if you read the instructions. But people were convinced to start taking 2 and their sales went through the roof. Amway. Worldwide dream builders. And every ducking MLM direct sales shit out there. It's all a ducking pyramid scheme. Edit. Added words. Came here for goddamn MLMs, they're taking over the entirety of social media and I need them to collapse already. That there are hot MILFs in your area that want a duck. There are. They just lose interest when you use adblock. Most beautiful people lists. Totally. Beauty is relative to the holder of the eyes. Edit. The holder of the eyes is my god. Celebrity beef is usually fabricated for publicity. The stock market. 98% of people can't outsmart the 2% who have the inside lane. The best thing to do is invest long term. Put your money in and leave it. I had an econ teacher once explain it to me well. He said, "Is it possible to become filthy stinking rich using the stock and futures market? Sure. It's also possible to become filthy stinking rich by deciding to be a Hollywood celebrity. It's just not very likely." Black Friday prices. A week before Black Friday I was looking at something that was £20. Randomly saw the same product again on the same website on Black Friday and it was for sale like this. 75% off. Was £80 now £20. It's made up bullshit. Reddit Gold. Platinum. Silver. Premium. I still have no idea why people pay for these things. Edit. Haha. Very funny. Today is Giving Tuesday, go give your money to a charity instead. Silver was really just a recurring joke for when you were too poor for Reddit Gold. But then they made it real. And required money. So it ruined the joke. Diamonds, there's so many. They're not special. Sure, they're hard, but so are plenty of other way cheaper, just as if not prettier, gems. Opals are rare AF. Yeah, cheap. You can only mine them in 2 countries I think. And one of them is Australia, as you have to have very specific geology. The modern work week moving past 40 hours. There's only 24 hours in a day. OMG, I need this captions with a fake account name above a product on social media. It's not a review. It's an advertisement. Also, an incredibly slimy way to advertise. Detoxing. You have a liver, kidneys and lungs for a reason. You don't need a detox diet, juice cleanse or magic pill to make it happen. You know that new trend on Instagram and Facebook of people coaching you to fitness success and lifestyle changes? Yay, that. It's an MLM as far as I can tell. Just reskinned and sold as self-improvement. Having a political party and then acting like a fanatic about it as if it is some kind of sports team. Agreed. You need to be able to give kudos to a person you may oppose when they say something good. You also need to disagree with those you idolize. Smart water. Yeah, there's a brand called Core that is supposedly perfectly pH balanced to our bodies, but I bought 12 on sale for $12 because the shape of the bottle is cool and it's BPA free plastic. So I refill them hundreds of times. What others think of you? From what I see, everyone is just worrying about themselves that they won't really notice as much if your hair is greasy or something like that. I mean, people barely even noticed when I cut my hair, even though it was a huge change. Unlimited data. Used to work for AT&T and Verizon Wireless. I can confirm this to be BS and we had to say otherwise. Most social media, especially Instagram, it's a carefully curated fake highlight reel of people's lives. I feel like this is a banal observation, but people will still get depressed and jealous when looking at someone's Instagram. Then will waste their time perfecting their own. Keeping up with the Jones for the 21st century. Here's a big secret, nobody is having that much fun. Most people are hardly having any fun at all. People desperately searching for validation by posting trite really need to start looking elsewhere. Most of the people who like and comment on your photos don't particularly give a shit about you. They're just doing it so you'll do the same for them. Man. I say this every time this comes up, but it's so true. When I worked at a job that had me traveling around my state all the time, my Instagram looked Ask Me Anything zing. I had random friends sliding into my DMs asking me how to get my type of job, if there were any vacancies to let them know, and talking about how jealous they were. Constantly. And you know what? That job sucked. I hated it. It was boring. I was miserable. It was honestly at a real low point in my life. It just photographed well. And I had a lot of spare time every single day to get the perfect shot and edit the shit out of it. Now that I'm happy and genuinely living my best life, my Instagram sucks lamayo. From the outside it looks like I went from having this amazing life to barely doing anything. But it's the exact opposite. I think about this a lot when I feel jealous over other people's feeds. Twitter isn't real people. Everybody on Reddit is a bot except you. Expiration dates. There are no laws governing what date goes on food. Your food doesn't magically go bad once it hits that date, which companies often put as the peak optimal freshness of the item. They want you to throw it out and buy more. You can easily tell if something is bad by look, smell, taste. Edit. Expiration date is sort of a general term, so I copied the following from USDA.com. Best if used by before date indicates when a product will be of best flavor or quality. It is not a purchase or safety date. Sell by date tells the store how long to display the product for sale for inventory management. It is not a safety date. Use by date is the last date recommended for the use of the product while at peak quality. It is not a safety date except for when used on infant formula as described below. Freeze by date indicates when a product should be frozen to maintain peak quality. It is not a purchase or safety date. Edit 2. Wow, this response really blew up. I may not respond, but I'm doing my best to read everyone's response. Thank you for my first gold and silver. I always figured it was to avoid getting sued if someone got sick. 99% of the audience on r/Ladibinus are men. Finally, I am part of the 1%. Quizzes on Facebook. The ones that are like, what kind of dog are you? Etc. I feel like it's a way they store your info for them to show more ads based on the links and quizzes you click on. Facebook is general as bullshit. Generic prescriptions are just as good as the brand. There are a few exceptions, but really just a few, and that has more to do with inactive ingredients more than anything else. Half of Silicon Valley. Invest in us because we have an idea and a vision. 2. Invest in us because we have an investor. 3. Invest in us because lots of money has been invested in us. 4. We are selling our shares before anyone realizes we will never be profitable. Not sure if this counts, but I see a lot of food products labeled as gluten-free in big colorful letters, when the food inside the packaging never would have contained gluten anyway. This would be fine, but they hike the prices up, and people will pay it because they think it's been specifically prepared to exclude an ingredient which was never there in the first place. I developed a gluten issue in my 30s. Shout out to my other dermatitis herpetiformis bros, and let me tell you, they actually put that shit in everything. Yeah, gluten-free oats sounds like some South Park shit until you eat some regular oats and blister up from neck to dong. Black Friday and Cyber Monday are nonsense. It's usually old shit the stores want to get rid of. Also, Amazon Prime Day is bullshit cause most of the time it's their shitty Fire tablets and Echo Dots that are on sale. There are a few exceptions, but very few people have the patience to wait until Black Friday for things they actually need. Usually, they're buying stuff they don't need and justifying it because it's such a great deal. Google had a 50% deal for their brand new Pixel 4, if you're a Fee subscriber, which I am. I almost bought one full price, so this was very tempting, but I somehow managed to talk myself out of it. You better believe I'm waiting until Black Friday for the Pixel 5 though. That having a baby is their most wonderful and magical experience ever. Full stop. Full stop. Not trying to be a terrible person. Just have a 6-month-old who is infinitely more difficult than he was at newborn stage and feeling hopeless and lost. My son started walking and grabbing everything within reach at 11 months. Now he's 16 months old. Grabs shit and runs away as fast as he can. It's like a race to see how fast he can hurt himself versus how fast you can prevent it. In all honesty, I love going outside and just walking with him. It's gotten to the point he runs toward the front door whenever I come home from work and reaches for the handle but he can't quite make it. We go outside every day now. Ducking like and subscribe.